All right, we have some questions.
We've had some email
All right,
questions that we'd like to start to answer today during our Bring It On segment. This is from Renee, who says, what does the Bible say about putting my 86-year-old parent in a nursing home? My mother's still able to get around, but needs assistance with her care and cannot live independently. I have the option of moving my mother into our home with my husband and me so that I can care for her. This will come with an added expense so that we can prepare adequate living quarters for her. I feel that she would get better care with me, but it will be a lot. I feel guilty about putting her in a nursing facility. Would I be honoring my mother and obeying God's word?
I think we're told to honor our mother and our father, and Jesus interpreted that to mean taking care of them financially and physically. And so I don't see anything wrong with finding a very nice nursing home where they have professional care, they have nice facilities, and somebody would be watching your mother 24 hours a day and taking care of her needs. Otherwise, you're putting an inordinate strain on your family, and I don't think the Bible requires that. It requires that you look after the one, but whatever you do, don't just park some elderly person in a nursing home and forget them. You must go to see them, love them, care for them, and let them know that you're there for them. It's very important.
Yeah. You know, she might consider assisted living, too. She says her mother's still able to get around. She just needs some assistance.
They have all kinds of, you know, there's certain places you've got a normal apartment situation, then you've got assisted living, and then you've got acute care. They go to various levels.
My mom's in assisted living. She's got her own apartment. She brought her stuff in with her. You know, she's got activities there. She's near family, and she's doing wonderfully.
I think the thing of it is that they've got a fellowship. If you got a good facility where they have people of like age and abilities, and they meet together, and some of these places, they have delicious food, they have activities, they have all kinds of good stuff. And
you know what you said is so important. 24 hours around the clock, there's someone there if there's a need, and no individual can do that.
That's exactly right.
So,
okay.
This is Sandy Pat, who says, is the New Testament written in Greek or in Hebrew?
Greek. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Moving on. This is Billy, who says, my pastor frequently says that Christians are, quote, the glory of God. I find this hard to take in. I would love to hear your thoughts on this issue.
Well, Paul refers to the church as the fullness of him who fills all in all. And I think the idea is that the Holy Spirit inhabits the church, but we, in a sense, are his house, his dwelling, his domicile. So the idea of saying we're his glory, I think, is scripturally sound. It may shock you, but it's true. I mean, you're more important than you realize. All right.
This is Amy Pat, who says, what scriptures can I meditate on for healing for my mother? She's diabetic, arthritic, has a herniated disc, and has been on pain meds for years. She's recently finding it hard to breathe, and I suspect she might have to have a second bypass. Her name is Susan, and I would appreciate it if you would pray for her.
She needs prayer. I don't understand what's going on in her life, but I do know that God, you know, the 103rd Psalm, bless the Lord, O my soul, who forgives all their iniquities and heals all your diseases. And the book of Isaiah, you know, by his stripes we are healed, and that's physical healing. So Jesus paid the price for our healing, whether or not we appropriated it appropriately. That remains to be seen. Okay.
Okay, this is Linda, who says, my ex-husband and my friend were caught in adultery 4 years ago. They stopped coming to church. Her son became a deacon, and they returned and are now getting married in the church I've attended for 20 years. I was married to him in 1998 at this church, and she was married to her ex at the same church. I have forgiven them, but feel they should be married at another church. It will be his fourth marriage and her third. I've been praying about this situation and hope you can help me have a clear answer from God.
The location of a non-sanctioned marriage is really irrelevant. You know, the thing is, in the old days, they had one church. They had the church at Corinth. They had the church at Ephesus, the whole town. And if somebody was misbehaving, the whole church could shun them or discipline them. Now, if you're disciplined in the Baptist church, you can trot down the street to the Methodist church or the Presbyterian church or the Lutheran or some other church, and if they don't like you in the Lutheran church, you can go over to the Baptist church. And so they don't ask questions, and in this case, it sounds like there's every kind of adulterous relationship going on back and forth and all these multiple marriages. A good church would get together and say, we can't condone this, but apparently the pastor's not asking any questions, and the folks give money on Sunday, and let's let a sleeping dog lie. It's wrong to do that, but the location they should be married in another church building, that doesn't mean anything. That's not the issue. The issue is there appropriate church discipline, and are people being asked to live a righteous, godly life? All right?
This is Madison Pat, who says, I'm from Florida and attend a wonderful church. I enjoyed the pastor's messages because I know they come directly from the mouth of God. However, I witnessed one of the elders harass and bully someone on a Sunday morning a few weeks back. The problem has been reported, but nothing's been done to deal with the situation. I'm ready to leave the church because I don't believe it's right, but I'm scared to leave because of the relationships I've made. Help.
I can't tell you how to deal with that situation, but it is wrong. You could ask for a meeting of the elders. I don't know who you reported this situation to before, but the Bible says if you got a problem about a person, you take somebody with you, go to that one. If they won't hear you, then, quote, tell it to the church. So the thing you do is gather at least the ruling elders and say, this is the situation that you must deal with. Most people don't like confrontation. They don't want confrontation. And there are times that you have to do it. It's necessary in love, speaking the truth in love. And that's the way it ought to be. But I can't tell you stay in the church, leave the church. I don't have enough information, and I wouldn't be doing improper things if I gave you advice in that regard. But the one advice I can say is gather together the eldership, the deacons, whoever runs the thing, and confront this situation head on. You've got to do it.
Yeah.
All right?
Well, that's all the time we have for today's questions. Thank you, and thank you.